I'm Alan Ross. I'm the managing editor of APC Technologies, and we are here at the NETA, the International Electrical Testing Association, their 2023 Power Tech Conference, doing interviews. My guest with me is the Director of Communications for APC Media, Rachel Linke. Rachel, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, Alan. Would miss it.
We're just going to have an interesting time with all of these people, and tell me what you like best about these interviews.
The best part about these interviews, I feel like, is that it really brings about a lot of great thought leadership, and I really just love how you make everybody feel so comfortable, Alan. You really try to get people to just be comfortable and in their own skin, and then so much great information comes out of it. So
let's see if we made people in the next interview comfortable. Enjoy. My next guest is Mark Mckeon. He is the safety manager at ERS. What does ERS stand for again, Mark?
Electrical Reliability Services.
I love that. You know, I was the president, I'm retired, of the Electric Power Reliability Alliance. Now,
say that 10 times.
Well, we wanted to change it about 2 years in, the board. We wanted to make it the Electrical Safety and Reliability Alliance because we believe they go together well. Safety is one of my hot button topics. I've seen the presentations from people who, get injured and have had power come into their head and come out of their body. And we've seen those. They're terrible. One of our mottos at EPRA was work safe, home safe, and that mattered to us. 10 times more likely to have a fatality from an event electrical than you are mechanical.
Right.
And, it just makes sense to do it. But tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into ERS and how you got into safety.
So, come from years ago, got into the construction industry back in early '97 after getting out of high school, learning different aspects. I'd say I started from the bottom and worked my way up. Worked into a mechanical contracting company, did some schooling towards business related stuff. Company hired me on as a warehouse manager, tooling job sites. From there, I fizzled out my job and said, hey, interested in safety? And I said, at that point in time, I had some interest, and it was still fairly early in the early 2000s. Started working in refineries, doing safety observations, overseeing work activities on job sites, getting in with the crews. And then slowly developed my career through there, working through multiple different companies, traveling all over the U.S., working in the utilities, working in telecom, highway systems, electrical systems, rail systems, and just getting that contact with people. And then slowly just developed my career from there, and got an opportunity to come work for ERS. They gracefully brought me in and went from there. So I've been coming up on 5 years with them in April, and it's been a wonderful experience. I love the electrical industry because it's a hidden danger that requires a lot of focus and a lot of attention, and it's just very interesting. Every day is new.
I've looked at safety managers, I've hired safety directors and managers, and I've had the people that had checklists, which never really worked. And then we had probably the best I've ever worked with, brought in a behavioral safety program, which was, everybody got involved with, And I love when you sit in a company meeting now, or back then, and I could say, who's responsible for safety here? Every hand went up, right? Versus who's responsible for reliability?
Yeah, it's come a long way.
I was the head of reliability. Safety and reliability are interconnected. What is your talk? You're here speaking at NETA 2023 Power Test. What are you talking about at 4:15?
I'm here to present on a good catch program. It's a concept along the lines of behavior to reduce incidents through making observations and identifying leading indicators. So getting employees involved, getting management involved in supporting more reporting, which is always people get scared when they hear, you want more reporting. Yeah, we do. But the concept there is to reduce injuries, reduce incidents by being forward-thinking, by forward-looking and seeing concerns. We don't just walk past something. We actually take the time to look at a hazard, take the minute to correct it, instead of just assuming someone else is going to find it. And getting our employees involved and incentivizing it and encouraging them that it's okay to report stuff. It's taking stop work authority to a next level, and it also drives that culture of, hey, I have a true responsibility in not just my safety, but the safety of those that work around me. It could be other contractors, it could be other employees. So it expands that focus outside of just my own personal safety as well.
You know what I love about that? When you think about it, everybody is afraid of OSHA recordables, right? That's the negative. But the things before a recordable, a near miss, a good catch as you catch it, they are positive statistics.
They are.
And I used to tell people, the higher they are, the better. That means people are looking for them.
That's right.
They're not a negative. Once it's a recordable, it's a negative. Let's do something about that. So how do you instill that in a company? Talk a little bit about that.
It starts with the management. With my previous employee.
Always blame me. Blame the manager. Right?
Well, and I don't want to call it a blame, because what it is it's a training opportunity. It's, when we first introduced this in my last company, we had to really remind our management that it was okay that these are coming in. And more of them. We are actually getting firsthand experience of what is happening out in the field, instead of just waiting until the recordable happens or the major incident happens. Now we're getting people to talk, but it's reminding management that that is okay. It's a very positive learning lesson for us. And we hear about the PSIFs and the near miss, and making sure that we're putting emphasis on that, but hopefully these good catches are going to slow those down at some point in time. And making sure that we kind of separate some of that discussion as well. So,
good catch. Talk about that versus near miss. Near miss. Good catches. That would be a near miss if we didn't catch it. Talk about how you instill that culture in an organization.
It starts with having that communication, that conversation with each employee, and actually walking them through their daily tasks and saying, I know you guys walk past this stuff. You see the extension cord on the floor. You see the coffee spilt on the stairs, like someone mentioned. You see these things, but you don't take it to the next step, which is actually stopping and correcting it or addressing it with the people that need to, or documenting it. I always remind people the first major step in a good catch is communication. You have to talk to somebody. You have to have that interaction. Once that's done, it's just all about putting it on a document so that we can learn from it, so that we can share that valuable information in reports, in documents, in presentations, and we can get that out to the employees. It's also important to understand that when we talk about the Good Catch program, it needs to be a nameless program, meaning I don't want names. If you recognize a coworker being unsafe, we don't want to see the name of that coworker, because then it ruins the program. People think it's a tattletale. It's just out to get you. But when in reality, what we want to see is not so much a focus on what did you find, what did you communicate in the corrective action? Did you take that time to talk to that employee? Did you share your life experiences with them to maybe hopefully change the behavior, the act, the condition? And that's really the selling point to it when they talk to these. I always go back to the IBEW, the Be Your Brother's Keeper. Look out for one another. It's not just about your coworker, but it's about their family. It's about that contractor and their working group. It's about everybody that's there.
So, and the thing about the Good Catch, I actually had an experience of it. We used to have, between two buildings, we had a roll-up door, big roll-up door, right? And the rule was you're not, and we had doors beside it, yellow and everything. You were not supposed to walk under a roll-up door.
Use the service door.
Along the thing. I was walking, not paying any attention, crossed over that threshold, and somebody said, got a good catch. You're walking it, and I'm going, hey, no, don't. But the point being, I said, don't report me. But call it a good catch. We got more people habitually walking under it. The last thing I want to focus on is there are observational things that you get out of good catches. There's also statistical things. How do you apply statistical to say, look, this whatever it is, maybe it is extension cord, it's electrical. These are statistically happening, and they are the area we should spend the most time with, or slips and falls, or whatever. Can you do statistical analysis?
We sure can.
Okay.
One of the things that we did when we developed our form and made it electronic, we made it so that it populated data into a spreadsheet. So now we can take that data, and actually it presents into a dashboard for managers to see, so they can see statistically the number of electrical incidents, or I say incidents, use electrical findings, lockout, slip, trips and falls, fall protection, ladders, all those. Then we take those high categories, and then we start looking at, I'll take that information, I'll look at what types of things are they finding, and then associate those to training programs, monthly, quarterly training topics to discuss. Hey, look at these areas. With ERS, we cover 3/4 of the United States. What happens in the California office affects the Florida office. And so we can take that information that we're learning from it, we share it on a monthly basis when we announce winners of Good Catch submissions.
Right.
We share that information so employees have access to see, what was the finding, what was the corrective action that took place, so they now understand more what to look for. And then we also take that to the next step, which is building training programs around it, putting our emphasis towards these are the areas of concern.
It's all about risk and risk mitigation.
It is.
Safety is about risk, recognizing it, mitigating it before it becomes a safety incident.
Right, right, yeah.
Well, this has been a delight. Thank you so much.
This has been, yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.